Okay, then we will move to item D, which is our 2011-12 district free and reduced lunch percentages.
Annually, we put together a report and we file it with the DPI and others that takes a look at our free and reduced by building and by the district. And I don't know that we've really presented or talked about this very much at a regular school board meeting, but the free and reduced count has a lot of ramifications for the school district, whether that's for the actual students themselves receiving a free or reduced meal, but also in the area of Title I. When we look at Title I, we are allocated funds based on our free and reduced counts. We also receive much of our federal stimulus money over the past 2 years based on our free and reduced count, as well as when we looked at our Microsoft credits, some of that money is coming back. So it's a real important number that we need to pay attention to. And you know, you try to walk the fine line with free and reduced lunches because one of the sensitivity around the issue, not only for the person applying, but for those in the community that probably would like to see less money spent in these type of areas. And when I say that, based on some districts get in trouble by advertising and saying we want people to apply for free and reduced lunch. But I guess I'm saying that in some ways it's very beneficial to us because they're federal dollars, and if we don't get those federal dollars, somebody else in the United States or Wisconsin will get those federal dollars. So we want to walk that fine line of being not too aggressive but not over aggressive in getting our families and students to apply for free and reduced lunch and to find out whether they qualify or not, whether they choose to participate in the program. So that's one aspect of it. And the other aspect, I think, as you look at the numbers, and the criteria has changed somewhat, but as you can see, the numbers are not going down, and they've went up significantly. Having said that, at Camp Douglas, you know, just to give you a real life example, last year we were one student short, I believe, of meeting the criteria for that to continue to receive Title I funding. Now, had the numbers not went up this year, we would have lost the Title I funding, and we would have lost that Title I position in Camp Douglas, and that has some significant impact on students there. And the tricky thing about Title I funding is a rule called supplement supplant, meaning that if you offer, and that's what we kind of talked about a little bit last year with those district reading positions, and what that means is that if you're going to offer anything above and beyond the Title I program, you need to be doing those same things at every school district, which again makes it very difficult to add additional reading teachers, especially at this point in time. But that's just kind of giving you a context of how important these numbers are to us and why we feel it's important not only at the elementary but at the middle school and the high school, and sometimes at the high school. That really gets lost because kids are just not as willing to bring that information home. There's a lot of pride out there. So I think it's just good information for you to take a look at. You know, obviously the statistics or the percentages are increasing up there. That is always of a concern for us. That gives us a little bit of a snapshot in general of our total communities. So what's kind of going on out there.
And Greg, remind me, what is the cutoff again for the Title I funding?
It's right around 40%, I believe, just slightly under that. I can bring that exact number back.
No, that's where I thought it was about. Okay.
And there's a building by building approach to that?
You have different criteria you have to meet. It's either at the building level or at the district level that you have to meet certain criteria. And to meet it at the district level, it's a little higher than at the actual building level. And I would feel more comfortable, though, just simply to have Barb Sparish, if we really want to talk about that criteria, have her bring that information.
Do you have any reason to believe that it's significantly underreported or underapplied for?
I think it's always underreported. My guess is that it's always underreported. I know other districts are actively pursuing, sending the information at home, telling all parents that, whether you think you do or don't, fill the paperwork out, get it in and get it back. So in the end, those are federal dollars, and we want to get as many of those federal dollars as possible coming back to the school district. And also providing, obviously, our students a healthy breakfast and lunch.
There are, like Greg said, there are districts that require families to complete that paperwork so that they get their numbers up there. And it is these numbers that make us eligible to get certain grants as well. So there are school districts that have benefited from requiring that information because then they're eligible for additional grants, but that's not the approach, again, that we've necessarily taken, because we've tried to be sensitive to the fact that there are people that don't wish to share that information and don't feel like they should have to. They want to maintain their pride and handle matters on their own.
It's been a real passive approach. Information goes home with every student
Right.
at the beginning of the year, so everybody gets the information.
And you just hope that they would
Take advantage.
take the time to send it back in, whether or not they do qualify. And I can certainly understand at the high school level, you have those kids that they're just simply less likely to take everything home and have it done. So. Any further questions concerning that? Okay.